and see how to release this pump from his little cavity, because this is the part will drive you nuts if you don't know how to do it. Alright, so getting the pump and sending unit out is pretty straightforward. Just a bunch of 8mm screws right here, but there is one tricky part on getting the pump out that's going to leave you cussing them engineers again if you don't know how to do it. But I'll show you how to do it real quick, and it's not too bad once you figure it out. But you got to have a piece of wire or like a hook on it to get that pump loose, or else you're going to drive yourself nuts trying to figure out why that little pump won't come out. So let's get these guys loose. So with those out now, this little guy comes off, and the whole sending unit, there's a little indicator right here, so you got to note the orientation of this thing so the float can go up and down. So we're shooting for that angle right here, and there's a little thing that's holding it to get the indication right. So you just got to ease up on it a little bit right here, and you'll pop it free. And you can see that little dude right there sits in that little hole right there. Alright, so to get the little unit out, it comes out in parts. So what we got to do is disconnect these guys and the little electrical connector, because this part's got to come out and then the pump stays down there. So what we got to do is pinch on this little guy and get him to come down. Fortunately, they're hard to mix up because they're kind of independent, but the blacker one goes to this side and the brownish one goes to the middle. So then the middle one here, we gotta pinch him and get him to disconnect. He's kind of tough to do. So I'm gonna get a screwdriver and we'll see if we can just push down on him just a little bit once you get them unclamped. Like that. So we'll get him disconnected, hopefully. There we go. So we got those two. Remember, the brown goes to the brown, like that. Now we got to get the electrical connector, so he just pinches and pulls down. So I'm gonna have to get a screwdriver on him as well, like that. So now this whole unit you can snake out of here, the little sending unit, and you got to make sure you don't catch your pipes with the float and all that. So now we got that whole unit out. Well, I broke that connector, so I got to replace it anyway, but we got another. So now that's one part of it. Now let's look down into here and see how to release this pump from his little cavity, because this is the part will drive you nuts if you don't know how to do it. Alright, so looking down inside here, you can see the little pump, and he is trapped in there, and it won't come out. You can pull and tug and do whatever you want to do, but there's a little catch you got to pop. And so what I got is a hook tool, and I'm going to reach in there right on the back side, if I can get the camera, but right on the back side back here is the hook. And so what you got to do, let me just hook it. What you got to do is hook underneath the brown looking thing right there, and then pull up, and what it'll do is release that little pump right there. So let me pull it out of there and I'll show you what I was pulling on. So it comes out like that right there, and as you can see, my screen is nasty, but what was I pulling on? Well, I was pulling on this little tab right here. It's right up by the electrical. So when you're looking down on it, and what you got to do is get a hook under it and tip that thing, and it unlatches this little latch right down here. So that's what I was doing, is pulling up on that, and it pops that latch free. Then the little guy will come out. So now we know how to get our pump out, and as you can see, this one is super nasty. You can see all that crud there. So a lot of reason why this truck isn't running right is because the pump isn't able to pump some fuel. So let's get this guy over on the bench, and we're going to swap out the new pump into this little housing right here. Crimp it all back together. We'll look at the little crimp tool, and then we'll be good to go to do the reassembly. Alright, so all we got to do is swap this little pump back into this little housing. But before we do that, we got to do a little bit of prep. So what I did is I took the brown connector that goes to the brown line and put him on my new sending unit. And you're not going to need the big O-ring that comes with the sending unit, because you got to buy an even bigger O-ring for the Frontier. So make sure you get the O-ring. We'll see it over there when we do the install. Then we're going to use these little white guys off of the fittings that came with it, because our tubes are still good. So unless these guys are broken or something, you can just reuse those. Then we're just going to take these little guys off out of these fittings, and we're going to put them over here. So get that little guy and put him back on right there. Snap him in place, and now we're good to go over here for both of these little tubes that are going to connect up and go out. So we're in good shape there. Now we just got to get this little guy out of here and get him in there. So the good news is this connector is a new style. We're going to use the old one, so we're not going to deal with that. We're going to keep this connector here. So let's get him off. So first up, we got to get the housing apart, and all you do is just pinch it, and you can unlock it like that. So this part comes off, little hinges. We're going to leave that little black hose in place because he's still good. Now this guy's got to come out of here, but you got to get his snorkel off. So all you do is just wiggle on this thing and it'll pop off. We're not going to reuse that. We're not going to reuse this motor. And then we just got to pry the motor up and he'll come out of the housing. So we got all that. So the good thing is our old connector is still intact and the wiring is still good, so we don't have to do any splicing. So we just need to move that guy over to our new pump right here. And so he goes in there like that. And I got that pump off Rock Auto, in case anybody's wondering. So now we're matched up. But we got to re-crimp this little guy on there because it's a crimp down. So we're going to do that. Then we put our little thing on there once we get this crimp done. So let's get us our crimper tool. So if you don't have a crimper tool, it's kind of like a dull cutter. It doesn't have a sharp edge, whereas this cutter is actually a cutter. So we got to get the old one off with a cutter, and then we put the new one on with this. But if you don't have one of these, you can buy the whole freaking kit for like $25 or something, and it comes with the tool. And you get tons and tons of these little guys right here that you can just clamp, clamp, clamp to your heart's content. So what we got to do is get this old one off. And so what I'm going to do is just cut sideways. Like I say, I'm going to reuse my tube because it's much longer than the tube that came in the kit. I don't know if you'd ever get there with that little bitty tube. So good thing my tube is in good shape, and I'll just reuse it. So all I got to do is cut this guy off there and try not to damage my tube. So off goes the crimp. And all you do is just cut sideways and it'll loosen up. Then you just open him up like that, and bam, you got the old crimp off. So now we just need to take our little tube off right here and put our new crimp on. So we got him off. So now that guy goes back on here and we got to get a crimp. Well, the kit came with 3 of these. I guess they give you 3 chances to get it crimped on there. So we're going to crimp down with that one, or with our other kit, we got some smaller ones. So I could use a smaller one if it'll fit on there. And hopefully it doesn't break. So we don't know really the orientation, but these wires were kind of up there together. So we're just going to leave it about like that. So with it on there really good ways, now we just got to crimp it down. So let's get our little crimper tool. And we just put it where we want to crimp it. And we give it a little crimp. Like that. So as easy as that, we are crimped back down, nice and tight. We're ready to reinstall this guy into our little housing, and we're going to get our new little screen right there. So what we do is just put him back in his housing. Now we got to get our new screen on, so this little protector comes off right there. And then we get our new little screen, and he's got an orientation. The little thing goes over the little shaft right there. We put it in there like that. Yeah, it's kind of held in there by the housing, so I don't think there's any worry that it's going to come off. If I was worried, I could keep pushing on it and see if I could get that thing to get in there far enough that I can get that keeper on there. So I can try it a little more. and just see if we can squish it on there. And there we go. So with a little more persuasion, we got the little bump to stick out. Now we should be able to get this little guy on there and put him on there, and that's going to lock that screen down. So all I want to do is just push that little guy on there and then try to crimp him down just a little bit. And there you go. So now the little keeper is holding him on there. There's no way that little screen's going to come off, and we're in good shape. So now we can stick that guy back inside of his little housing right here. So it goes with the connector down, and then he just sits in the housing like that right there. All of that's locked down, so we're in good shape. So we just put his little house back together and snap him back together. So there we go. We got all that done. Now we're ready to take it back over there, throw it back in our tank, and do our reinstall. So let's move back over there and see how to drop this thing back down in there, because it's a bit tricky. Like I say, to get this guy to click down in there, you're going to have to fiddle with it a little bit. But we should be in good shape to reinstall. Alright, so the reassembly goes in reverse order, just like we did, but it's kind of difficult to get this little pump to lock back in there, so you got to fiddle. And before you do all that, you want to clean this O-ring out, because the old O-ring is probably all rusty, and our new O-ring is going to fit right in there. But we're also going to put some marine grease in the O-ring groove, because it's kind of rusty, and I want to prevent it from rusting anymore. Maybe it'll last another 25 years. So we got to do that, but first we got to get our little pump back in there. So he just slips back down in there, and then the hard part is getting it to lock back in there. So I'm going to move my flashlight and see if I can get it to land on the wall, and then I'm going to tip it up in there. So let's get all of our wires and all of our stuff back down in there. And with it sitting on top of the wall there, we just tip it up a little bit and see if we can lock it in. Now, I can't get the camera in there because I can barely get my hand in there. But if you get it right, get it sitting in there, then it'll just slide back down in the groove, and then you can just lock it back in place. And you heard it go click. So that's a little bit of fiddling to get it back in there, and then just make sure your little screen is not squished or anything on the front right there, and you should be in pretty good shape. So now that guy's back in there. Now we just got to put our sending unit on, but before we do that, we want to put a little bit of grease on our seal right there. So let's just get some marine grease on our fingers, and I'm gonna fill up this little groove right here to hopefully keep it from rusting anymore, so my tank will last just a little bit longer. Alright, so with a generous helping of grease everywhere, now we can put our new O-ring in our groove there. And you got to buy that. That doesn't come with the kit, so you got to buy that O-ring separate. We're just going to squish him down in there. And now we'll be in good shape, and we won't have any more rust from water collecting up. So now we just got to go get our sending unit, connect up the connector and the two fuel lines, and we'll be good to go. Alright, so with our little hoses up out of the way and our electrical connector, now we got to plop this guy back in there. So it goes with the fittings this way and the electrical connectors that way. So we just have to slip him back down in there as carefully as we can. And get it so that we can connect everything up. So we'll start with the electrical connector and just make sure they're all locked in. So there we go. So now we just gotta gingerly set him back down in there so he doesn't hit anything with his float, and then line up that little hole that was over here. You'll feel it drop into it. And so he's dropped in right there. So then all we got to do is put our cover back on, and it's got a flat area on it somewhere that lines up right there. and we just put our screws on. So with all that, we're in good shape now. Once we get that on, we'll be able to reinstall it and hook this thing back up, give it some gas, and then we'll move on to the fuel filter. So let's get this thing wrapped up and then we'll be in good shape.